Good morning. How are you today? Good to see you. Happy Sunday. For today's class, you're going to need a couple of blocks. Today's class, as always, if you have any modifications that you need to do, please listen to your body and do what feels best for you. Not every pose is for everyone. I will try to show some modifications. And the practice starts with our right mindset. So today's focus or theme is shine the light through the cracks. Shine the light through the cracks. So wherever you feel stiffness or discomfort or a challenge, allow your inner light to radiate through those challenges, and that helps us to stimulate the parasympathetic nerve system. We will get started on one block on the low setting. Take it under your sacrum. Draw the shoulders away from your ears and feel free to open your arms either in cactus arms or in a T position, one hand over the heart center or your belly. And then option to bring your knees close together with wider feet. We're just arriving and warming up in here, so give yourself a couple of arriving breaths. Relax your lips, your eyelids. Notice your hips on the block. Try to stay right in the center, so you're not towards your tailbone and you're not towards the top of your pelvis, just in the middle. And then shine a little light through your thoracic, through your rib cage, expanding your ribs through the front, the side, and the back. And then as you slowly expanding your rib cage, visualize your ribs expanding away from each other. So we create space between those intercostal muscles. Diaphragmic breath. And then try to rock your knees slowly, right and left, ever so gently, just right and left. Pressing that SI joint, and that's the joint that is to the right and left of your sacrum. And then you can turn your nose to your left and to your right as you're pressing the back of your skull on the mat. And I visualize with this movement how you're starting to stimulate this fluidity through your body. Press your sacrum and then turn your nose right and left as you press the back of your skull. Good. Take your left knee into your chest. Give it a little soft hug here. Relax your shoulders down. Circle your ankle. Try to go beyond your autopilot. Try to find the full range of motion and where does it feel sticky. Breathe in there. So like I said, shining the light through the cracks today, and then slowly release your left leg and bring your right knee in. Relax your shoulders. Allow your grip to be soft and then circle your ankle. Good, release your foot down. Take your palms alongside your body. Wiggle your hips, organize your block if you need to. Now press your right leg so much that your left leg comes up in slow motion. Breathe in here. Notice the right side of your body. Press your sacrum. Notice, are you just touching the sacrum or are you pressing the sacrum down? And now lower your left leg. Inhale. Exhale, lift your right. Slow, press the left leg. And breathe. Spread your toes, front lower ribs are down. Find your little apple so your chin is not towards your chest. You're gazing towards the ceiling and then lower your right leg down, slow. One more time, press your right leg, lift your left leg, front lower ribs are down, press that sacrum, press the block. And now lift your right foot just 1 inch off the floor. Corset your abdomen, breathe in here. Lower your right foot and lower your left leg. Inhale. Press your left leg, press your sacrum. Feel the relationship. And now lift your right leg up. Tone your muscles. Front lower ribs are down. Press that sacrum. Lift your left foot 1 or 2 inches off the floor. For 3. Breathe 2. In 1. Drop your left leg. And drop your right leg. Lift your hips and move the block out of your way. Good. Open your arms out in a T. And now just drop your knees to the right and to the left. And again, don't exaggerate the movement. As you travel to the right, ground energetically the left hip down towards the floor. And as you travel to the left, press the right hip energetically towards the floor. Good, now slowly come up. Bring your feet together. Lift your feet off the floor. Sacrum to the floor. Inhale. And now exhale, we're just going to do a little spinal twist. Travel your legs to the right. Breathe, hover. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Lengthen your tailbone. Come back home. Inhale. Exhale, travel to the left. Lengthen those hips. Breathe, gaze up to the ceiling. Lengthen the hips away from your ribcage so you have space in your low back, in your waistline. Breathe into that. Slowly come up. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, you're on your sacrum. Travel to the right. Lengthen those hips. Breathe. Come back center. Inhale. Exhale. Travel. Good. Slowly come center. Hug your knees to your chest. Little circles. Good. Take your feet down to the floor. Find one block on the medium width between your knees. So we're going to awaken those glutes a little bit more. So turn it the other way, Maggie, so it's sticking between your legs. There you go. All right. Press your hips down to the floor. Now we're going to lift only the tailbone. Lift your sacrum and lift your low back. Now visualize someone is pulling your hips. Take your hands to the creases of your thighs and over your glutes. And now lengthen those hips all the way towards as if they want to touch the back of your calves. Now lower only your low back. Feel the length. Breathe in here. Breathe into that low section. Now lower your sacrum and lower your tailbone. Inhale. Lift your tailbone, lift your sacrum, lift your low back. Breathe in here. And now pull those hips towards your calves. Lower only your low back. Lower your sacrum and lower your tail. Inhale. Lift your tailbone, lift your sacrum, lift your low back. Press your ribs to the floor. First verify that your low back is quiet. If it's not quiet, maybe you have to lower your hips a little. And now shine a light through those glutes. Press your feet strongly to the floor. Lift your palms over your heart. Breathe in here. And now do the little circles with your wrists. Again, find a full range of motion and the other way. Press your back ribs to the floor. Breathe. Open and close your fingers. Flick, 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 flick. You might feel a little weight or heaviness in your forearms. Don't get discouraged. This is how we get stronger. Good. And now take your palms over your thighs. Still, your low back is quiet. We're trying to let that tissue radiate all the way to the glute. And now lift up 1 inch and lower. Lift and hold and lower. Lift and hold. Lower. Lift and hold. Lower. Lift and hold. Hold it here. Breathe. Draw the shoulders down. Now, bring your palms aligned with your block. And now visualize you squeezing the block with your hands. And you're squeezing the block with your thighs. And as little release. Squeezing. What do you feel? Release small. Squeeze and hold. Release. Press those ribs down. Squeeze and hold. And release little. 2 more. Squeeze and hold. Visualize that strength and stability. Last one. Squeeze and hold. Take your thumbs to the crease of your thigh and over your glutes. Lengthen the hips away from your rib cage towards your calves. Drop your low back only. Breathe in here. Feel that space. Lower your sacrum and lower your tailbone. Good job. Move the block out of your way. Again, drop your knees side to side. Breathe. Stay on your sacrum again. You're not on your tailbone. That's how we send that message to the nerve system to really stay centered with the neutral pelvis. All right. Cross your ankles, rock and roll, come all the way up to all fours. Now we're ready. Here we are. Take your palms sideways. And now little couch, tuck the toes under. Before you go anywhere, please don't lead your way from your neck. You're leading your movement right now from your thoracic spine. So drop your chest down to the floor. Keep your elbows straight. Don't lift your head yet. But bring your breastbone down towards the floor. Draw the shoulders back and in. And now just lift your chin a little. And now with your next press, start from your tailbone, round your spine, a cat. Push the floor. Breathe here. Broaden the space between your shoulder blades. Inhale, opposite. Chest towards the floor, shoulders back and down. Last thing that comes up is your head a little. Yeah, beautiful. Draw the heels of your hands towards your knees. And now from the tailbone, round your spine through the low back. Don't bone down the spine. Now gaze to the left and gaze to the right. Slowly come up. Release it. Tuck your toes under. Walk your hands back. A few shoulder rolls. Lift your palms in front of you. Hook your fingers. Click your fingers. Not interlace, but click them. Click them. Click. Yeah. Ganesha Mudra. Lift your palms up and over your head. Inhale. And now exhale. Bend your knees to the right. Now think of your rib cage. The grip is soft, but lift your rib cage up. Lift your spine up. And now can you breathe into those intercostal muscles? Your lats. Slowly come up, inhale. Exhale, change. Lift your ribs, lift your spine. Keep your grip soft, but let the movement come from your thoracic spine. And lots of breathing. Slowly come up. Liberate your hands. A few shoulder rolls. Come into quadruped and then tap your feet. Tap, 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 tap. Spread your fingers. Grip the mat strongly. Tuck your toes under. Downward facing dog. I personally like to come up with bent knees so I can lift my hips high. Lift, 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 and push the heels away from my chest. So there's a lift, lift, lift. Now walk your dog. Breathe. Visualize you holding a little block between your elbows. And now hollow your belly all the way up and back towards your hamstrings. With your next breath, bring your feet together, lift your heels high, all the way to your tippy toes, and then lower down. Do that again. Lift all the way to the balls of your feet, gaze forward. Exhale, lower down. Now open your feet about hip width apart, lift your heels high, gaze forward. Exhale, turn your heels to the left. Breathe in here, hollow under your right armpit. Slowly come up, inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale to the right. Relax your neck. Slowly come back. Walk your hands towards your feet. Now bring your feet a little closer. And now take your hands option. Take your hands behind your calves, or you can cross your arms behind and over your shins. So now you have a little resistance. Bend your knees and gaze forward, shoulders away from your ears. Hollow your belly, exhale, lift your hips. Your knees can stay bent, but try to bring your chest to your thighs. And now draw the shoulders away from your ears and lift those sit bones up. Say no with your head. Inhale, bend and gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe, lengthen. Turn your nose right to left. Slowly bend your knees. Take your hands on your shins. And now slowly walk your hands on your thighs. Come all the way up. A few shoulder rolls. Good. And then walk to the top of your mat, hands to your heart center. Articulate your walk as if you have a little path that is illuminated and you're trying to touch that little path. Harder than you think it is, especially when we become precise with our movement. Try to find your center. Good. Take a moment to find your inner light here. Remind yourself that more than anything else, just enjoy. Enjoy your practice. There's no expectations, there are no deadlines. This is just a path that we go through. With your next breath, lift your palms up. With the exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, right leg goes back. Drop your right knee down to the floor. Lift your hands to your thigh and now pull your knee to your foot and your foot to your knee. Breathe in here, relax, lengthen your tailbone. And just for the first one, so we understand the neutral spine, our glutes are active. One hand goes behind the back of your skull and one hand in front of your low ribs. And I press both of those and breathe. So bring more light into your spine, pulling you to the back wall. And I take a photo of that, breathe, and then release and lift your arms over your head. Draw the arms into the socket. Notice if your right glute is really active, like we did earlier. And now place your left hand on your thigh. Take your right hand to your left ear and I lift to side bend. Keep breathing the other way, the other way. Yeah, breathe in here, lift your chest tall. Find the right rib cage is elongating. Slowly come upright. Take your left hand behind you, the left hand behind you, inhale. And now exhale just a little, that might throw you off. Resist your head to your hand. We want to pull the hand to the head. Can you push your head in opposition? And good luck if you closed your eyes. Oh, can you breathe without resistance? Now slowly push your head to your hand to come upright. Frame your left foot, tuck your right toes under. Ardha Hanuman, a little hamstring stretch. Blocks are wonderful options here. Bend and straighten. Breathe. Again, keeping that neutral spine as best as we can. And now next time, frame, bring both hands to the inside, lift your right knee, and now side lunge to the right. Turn your feet to the right, bend your right knee. Breathe in here. Shoulders away from your ears. Push those shoulders back. Hollow your belly, long spine. Turn everything to the left. Downward facing dog. Ripple your body forward, all the way to your tippy toes. Draw the shoulders back. Gaze forward. Lengthen your tailbone. Drop your knees down and drop your chest down. One plank. Right. Now, take your hands in front of you. Cupcake your hands. Inhale, glutes are active, feet together, straight elbows. All the way forward, a little different variation. Yeah. And now lift your chest. Breathe like you're doing a little seal. Shoulders away from your ears. Gaze to the bridge of your nose. Breathe in here. Now slowly bring your hands by your ribs and come into your baby cobra. Keep breathing. Feel those glutes active. Tuck your toes under. Downward facing dog. Walk your dog a little. Breathe. Now I'm going to do a modification this time just to show you an option. Inhale, gaze forward, bend your knees and hover your knees. Use your core. Drop your feet down to the floor. Tuck your toes under, lift your palms to your heart center, and now gaze forward, bring your right foot forward. Take your left hand down, bend your right elbow, easy twist, open your heart, hollow your belly, frontal rib doing a little crunch so you can twist a little more from your rib cage. Yeah, now lengthen your chest to the crown of your head. Beautiful. Breathe in here. Slowly, slowly gaze forward from your right foot. Lift your left knee, shift your weight back to come to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Push the floor and lift your heart, lift your arms. Inhale. Hands to your heart center. Exhale. Take a moment, find that light between the cracks. Inhale, lift your palms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, left leg goes back. Drop your left knee down to the floor. Bring your hands to your thighs. Draw the left knee to your right heel and the other way around. Breathe in here. And again, if you need a reminder for the first or initial, I like to do my head behind my hand behind my head and in front of my low ribs. Lengthening. Glutes are active. I'm doing a checklist. Good. Now I'm going to take my right hand to my thigh and lift my left arm. Left hand, sorry, both hands over your heart. Will start the same way. Good. Plug the arms in. Beautiful. Now, right hand to your thigh, left hand to your right ear. Inhale. And I exhale, side bend to the right. Lift your chest. So there's a hip flexor stretch here, of course, thoracic stretch. And now with your next breath, come center, inhale. And now shift to the left, side bend to the left. And now let your head resist your hand other than the other way around. And if you want to throw your balance off, close your eyes. Keep pushing your head to your hand and feel that experience. And as slowly you resist your head to come all the way upright, frame your right foot, move your knee back a little, Ardha Hanuman, hamstring stretch. Breathe. Yeah. Feel free to go forward and back. What does that feel like? Your glutes are active, you still have your neutral spine, collarbones wide. And we're moving slow so we can really focus where are those little cobwebs, where are those cracks, so we can shine and heal our body on all layers, not just the physical. And now bend your right knee. Move the block, both hands to the inside, lift your left knee, and now turn everything to the left, side lunge, left knee bend. Side lunge, your feet are flat. Draw the hips away, draw the shoulders away, hollow your belly. Keep breathing. Maybe do a little pulse here. Good. Turn everything to the right. Downward facing dog. Inhale, come all the way to your plank pose. Pull the hands to your feet. Lift your chest forward. Glutes are active. Drop your knees down to the floor or not. Lower down, chaturanga. Once again, walk your feet back. Glutes active. Walk your hands in front of you. Cupcake your hands. Inhale, lift your heart. Pull your shoulders away so your chest comes forward. Breathe, lift your heart. Glutes active. Breathe in here. With your next breath, bring your hands by your ribs, a little cobra, maybe up dog. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Walk your dog a little, rinse it off. Inhale. Now you have the option, like I said, we did a modification to show you can drop your knees down and bring your left foot forward. You can do that modification, or you can lift your left leg, inhale, gaze forward, left foot forward. Drop your right knee down. Inhale, right hand down, hollow your belly. Bend your left elbow like a bow and then extend it. Now, a front lower rib doing a little crunch, and then you rotate a little more towards your left. Breathe. Lengthen your ribcage towards the crown of your head. No bunching of the shoulders. With your next breath, gaze forward. Frame your foot, lift your right knee. Shift your weight back to come to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees and lift your heart. Inhale. Hands to your heart center. Exhale. Take a moment, breathe. Feel the earth beneath you. Notice where you are. Notice what you need to weed out of your body and where do you need to shine a light to allow your whole body to feel at ease as best as we can. Inhale, lift your palms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, right leg goes back. Keep your knee off the floor unless you really need to. Lift it up. Breathe in here, lengthen your tailbone. Lower your right knee down. Lift your palms up, inhale. Right hand to your thigh, windmill your left from your thoracic spine. Keep breathing. Hollow your belly, that front lower ribs doing a little crunch, good. Breathe. With your next breath, gaze forward. Hook your right arm under your left, give it a hug. And now extend your left hand forward, draw the shoulders back, hollow your belly. Keep breathing. Stay here or lift your right knee off the floor. This is just an option. Draw the left hip back and lift, come to the ball of your right foot if you're on with the knee off. Okay, release your hands, find your blocks, shorten your stance, pyramid pose. Draw the left hip. Feel free to bend and straighten. There's no struggle here. And again, find that spine, neutral spine. Lengthen your shoulders away from your ears. Find your apple. Take your blocks with you. Turn everything to the right side. Lunge. Breathe in here. Little pulse, little pulse. Core is active. Keep your left hand down. Bend your right elbow. Open your heart. Left shoulder away from your ear. Where's the light? Where's the crack? Slowly gaze forward. Walk your blocks to the top of your mat. Downward facing dog. Come all the way forward, plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga, any way that works for you. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, lower down again. This time, shoulders away from your ears. Lift your feet, glutes are active. Lift your palms, float your locust here. Gaze towards the tip of your nose or the bridge of your nose for 3, 2, and 1. Press your hands down, tuck your toes under. Go through child pose just for a couple of breaths. Breathe and lengthen your sit bones. Tuck your toes under. Let it go. Gaze forward, downward facing dog. Feet together, right leg lifts, inhale. Remember, you can drop your knees and bring the right foot forward, gaze forward, right foot forward, runner's lunge. Keep your left hand down, inhale, easy twist. Use all the cues we shared. Your shoulders are free of tension. Breathe. With your next breath, gaze forward. Shift your weight back to come to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees and lift your heart. Inhale. Hands to your heart center, exhale. Take a moment. Breathe. Notice, do a little test. How much light is in your body? How many cracks in your body? How can you change that? How can you create, through your practice, more light within your body? Simply with your mindset, with your breath, with your inner light. Okay, last round. Inhale, lift your palms up. From the hips, exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, left leg goes back. Stay in your runner's lunge. Draw the shoulders back, hollow your belly, lift your pelvic floor. Left leg is strong. Drop your left knee down to the floor. Lift your chest up. Left hand to your right thigh. Open from your rib cage, windmill your arm. Now for spinal health, even though we're twisting to the right rib cage energetically pulling to the left. So that's going to take any kinks out of the low back. And now can you use your breath? Can you go beyond your comfort zone from a place of ease in your mind? With your next breath, gaze forward. Hook your left arm under your leg and now bring your right hand forward. Plug the arm in, hollow your belly, stay here or lift your left leg. That same stance we did before. Hollow and feel strong. For 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands, downward facing dog. Shake it off a little. Shift your weight forward, plank pose. Push the floor, good. Draw the heels of your hands to your feet. Gaze forward, lower down. Slow, any way that works for you. Shoulders back and down, inhale. Lift your feet and lift your hands, float. Glutes are active, it's not how high, how much your chest is coming your heart forward. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly press your palms down. Go through child's pose for 2 breaths. Find those little moments. Sometimes they're not that long, but they can be life-changing, a little light. So be mindful of your breath. Be generous with your breath. Inhale, gaze forward, downward facing dog. Feet together, left leg lifts. Remember again, do whatever works for you. Square your hips. Gaze forward, left foot forward, runner's lunge. Keep your right hand down, inhale. Exhale, lift and open your heart. The back leg lifts up the right thigh. Good. Gaze forward. From your left foot, shift your weight back to come to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees and lift your heart, inhale. Hands to your heart center, exhale. Good. So, feet together, big toes touch. And I take your hands to the creases of your thighs here. We're gonna pull from the back, and now we already know how the chest is. And now all I want you to do is take your hips back, shoulders away from your ears. Now remember, at one point, your ribs wanna float. Lift them up. Breathe, shift your weight even further back. Keep breathing. Can you create space in the crease of your thigh? Keep breathing. Now lift your palms in front of you. Lift your toes, lengthen your tailbone. And now lower a little bit more. Lower a little bit more. Lower a little bit more. Come all the way down. Good job. I hope you didn't collapse. Take your hands behind your knees. Shoulders back and down. All right. So now we did this earlier, and it's one of my favorites, and that will show you exactly where you are in your body as far as stiffness. So take your hands, your feet are close to each other. Now take your hands under and over to the best of your ability. Now there's a little tug of war between your shins and your hands. All right? Now inhale, open your heart. And now exhale, listen, hollow your belly, shoulders back and down. Do not overdo it, but pull your spine to the back wall. And now as you're pressing your shins to your hands, visualize you opening like a zipper in your spine. Keep breathing here. Feel that space between your spine, right and left. Inhale, lift your heart, open your chest. Again, exhale, belly in. Pull your shins to your hands. Pull your shins to your hands. Under and over. Pull and then round your spine. Shoulders back and down. Now, can you, especially between your shoulder blades, can you create more space in there? Keep breathing. Open that zipper to the right and left. And now turn your nose right and left, like you're doing a little half smiley face. Good. Slowly release it. Oh, come back up. Liberate your hands. Shake your hands a little. And once again, take your hands behind your calves. Find that spine. And again, catch yourself wanting to show, oh, here I am with my lower ribs. Take those ribs down, but lift your chest up. Lean back slightly, lift your feet off the floor. Ardha Navasana. Spread those toes, core active, mid back super strong. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you straighten one leg, maybe two legs. Now, not on the expense of your alignment. If you feel you're collapsing in your back, I'd much rather you stay here or even feet on the floor. Maybe just your toes touch. Breathe here, and then maybe you liberate your hands or not. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now lower all the way down. Oh, Ardha Navasana. Come on, all the way. Breathe, float. Core active. Make fists with your hands. Make fists with your hands. Find your apple. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, collapse. Ay, ay, ay. Take a moment, let it go. Nourish the moment you have a little space. And that space gives you an opportunity to weed out the tension out of your body. And even though we do hard work, we do it with love, because we know the more we let go, the more space and freedom we'll have in our system here. All right, now come to a seat. Watch for a moment so there'll be no confusion of the transitions. We're going to be in down dog. Hopefully you can see me. Can you see me okay? Can you see my arms? Okay. So downward facing dog. I'm going to feet together, right leg lifts. Knee to my left elbow. I have to come to my tippy toes. I'm going to slide my leg as if I was going to do falling triangle. Not yet. Push the floor. Breathe. Now I'm going to ground my left heel. Squeeze my inner thighs. And I'm going to come up. Okay, here we are. So I'm lifting into falling triangle. All right, here comes the tricky part. If that's hard for you, stay with both hands down. Then we're gonna drag the right leg back towards the right hand, side plank. And then from here, we'll come into this little crescent. So, we're good? Got it? Okay, downward facing dog. Feet together, right leg lifts. All 5 toes are down. Gaze forward, come to your tippy toes, right knee to your left elbow. Hollow your belly. Slide your right leg to the left. Lift your chest, push. Ground your left heel. Stay here or lift your left hand for falling triangle. Lift those hips, your glutes are active. For 3, 2, 1. Now look at your right leg. Drag it and bend it behind your right, align with your right hand, and now you're into side plank. So right knee down, kickstand your right leg behind you. Yeah, and then lift your left. Breathe here. Front lower ribs doing a little crunch. Now bend your left knee. Grab behind your left thigh. Grab behind your knee. Behind the knee. Now gaze forward, bring your left foot to the top of your mat. Kickstand your right leg back. Lift your right knee. And now lift to crescent pose, but your knee is bent. Yeah, so your glutes are active. Lengthen your tailbone. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands behind you, straighten your right knee. Shoulders back. One more. Inhale, bend your knee, hover. Glutes active. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, ground your right heel. Turn your left foot in. Turn your right foot out. You're doing warrior 2 to the back of your mat. Breathe here. Lengthen your tailbone. Reverse your warrior. Keep your legs exactly like that. Turn your right foot in, turn your left foot out, side angle, any variation. Draw the left rib cage towards the ceiling and draw the left sit bone towards your right inner thigh. Push the floor, come all the way up. Turn your feet to the right, Prasarita, hands behind your low back, open your chest. Breathe here. Exhale, forward fold. Your heels are out, your toes are in, quad muscles are active. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Keep lifting your sit bones up, even if you have to bend your knees a little. And if you're one of those that hyperextend, bend your knees. And feel the energy going through your back body. Where are the cracks? Where's the light? With your next breath, lift your chest up. Turn everything to the top of your mat. Take your left leg back. Lower all the way down to your belly. Good. We're not staying here for long, but we'll come back to this. Take your left hand to 9 o'clock. Bend your right elbow. And now flip your leg, but we're not touching the head and we're not touching the leg. Just push far away. Your glutes are active. Push the right leg, pull it back. Lift your chest, breathe. And now slowly come to your belly. Extend your right hand to 3 o'clock. Bend your left hand by your ribs. Lift your left leg. And now flip over, but don't touch the floor. Pull that leg. Glutes active. Lift your chest, lift your head. Keep breathing. Let's do that one more time. Come back in, inhale. Left hand, 9 o'clock, bend your right elbow. Bend your right knee, flip it over behind you. Breathe. Come back center, inhale. Change it. Front lower ribs doing a little crunch. Remember to balance you out. You really benefit way more. And then slowly come center. Bring your hands by your ribs. Go through child's pose. Bend your elbows in front of you. Take a moment here. Breathe. Take your hands by your knees. Lift your chest all the way up. Take your hands behind your glutes. And now a little camel pose. Glutes are active. Lift your back ribs off your low back. And I think of your heart opening forward and towards the ceiling. Remember, your chin comes last. Tuck your chin. Tuck your chin under. Let it come from your thoracic spine. Feel the difference. Now I'm lifting my glutes up. Yeah. And now naturally lift your chin just a little. Lift your back ribs a little more. Now tuck your chin under. Slowly come up. Walk your hands all the way forward, downward facing dog. So just go slow, listen to the cues. Inhale, lift your left leg up. With your next breath, left knee to your right elbow. Hollow your belly. Gaze to the right. Take your left leg all the way to the right, under your right hand. Now lift your chest, push. Stay here or ground your right heel. Stay here or lift your right hand to falling triangle. Lift those hips, glutes are active. Now gaze towards your left leg. Drag your left leg towards your left hand. Bend your left knee. Take it to the floor, side plank, modified. Breathe here. Glutes are active. Take your right hand behind your right knee. Bring the knee towards your chest and get to the top of your mat. Bring it all the way forward. Crescent pose. Bent left knee. Lift your chest up. Lift your palms. Glutes are active. Inhale here. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Take your arms behind you. Inhale, bend, slow and control. Lengthen your tailbone. That left glute is working. Take it forward. Inhale, lift. Good. Ground your left heel. Turn everything to the left. And then warrior two to the back of your mat. Now again, notice are your low ribs bulging out? If so, take your hand behind your head and in front of your ribs to remind yourself again. Reverse your warrior. Slowly come up. Turn your left foot in. Turn your right foot out. Side angle, any variation that works for you. But rotate, beautiful. Rotate your right ribs towards the ceiling and draw your right sit bone towards your left inner thigh. So now you can rotate your ribs even more. Breathe here for 3. Breathe 2. And 1. Slowly gaze forward. Lift your left heel. Come into your runner's lunge. Plank pose. Lower all the way down. Beautiful. All right, so now if you need a block close by you, we're gonna stay a little longer here. Take your left hand to 9 o'clock again. Shift your body to the right. Flip your right leg behind you. Any variation with your legs, if you like a block, take your right hand and move your breast out of your way. You can even bend your bottom leg, the left. Just have fun, explore different variations you don't typically do. So if you always do one way, maybe try something different and see if that works for you. Always a little engagement in your core and your glutes. Your frontal ribs are pulling down and in. And now shine the light through those cracks. Take the time to scan your body and to notice any weaknesses, any habits. And when you find your body starting to tense up and fall into its habits, take a pause and change that. That's the practice. Slowly come to your belly, slow. Sometimes it's nice even to take a moment here with knees bent on the side, to give yourself the opportunity to notice from the doing to the not doing to recovery. And then slowly come all the way to your belly. Move the block out of your way. Shift your body to the left. Take your right hand to 3 o'clock. Shift your left leg behind you. Find your block or not. And then take your left hand and move your breast out of the way. Notice if you're moving out of autopilot. It's like you're not even thinking, you're not even present. You're just doing this purely just for the physical. And if that's all you want today, that's perfectly okay. But then always remind yourself that your physical lives, or all that, this is just the container. But there's all of these other layers of you, and they're all connected. And sometimes we're not ready to connect to the other layers, and that's okay too. So breathe in and breathe out. Remind yourself you're not overdoing, you're just enjoying the journey. You're observing where you feel, where's your breath, where do you navigate your inner light. And now slowly, slowly, just bend your knees to the side, stay here. Just make it easy, both knees are stuck together, relax your left arm on the floor. And now you're deflating and allowing your body to transition slowly. Focus more on the exhale of the letting go. And now slowly come to your belly. Come into a little Sphinx pose. Walk your feet back. Glutes are active again. Draw the elbows towards your hips. And I think of that heart center. Your sternum is pulling to the top of your mat. As you have this visual of your shoulder blades, have a little very narrow block that you're trying to press to open your chest forward more. And it's not for my neck, it's coming from my thoracic spine. Now, if you have a little more opening and you like to go to a seal like we did earlier, you can decide if you have a very stiff body today, maybe your hands will be further away from you, okay? Or you bring them closer to you. You can start one Wednesday, glutes active, shoulders back and down. And you feel, okay, well, maybe I have a little more. So come down, move your hands a little closer to your chest, shoulders back and down, and I lift a little more. So remember, back bends, your back body is engaged right now. You press the shoulders down, but lift your spine tall. And can you notice the little sensations? Not the evident, but something else little. Slowly come down, gently. Hands by your ribs, push the floor, come into, tuck your toes under, and like you're coming to a puppy pose. So your glutes are lifted and now your chest comes towards the floor. We won't stay here just to counteract A little. Shift your hips or your chest to the right and to the left. Walk your hands towards your knees, tuck your toes under. And now you have the variation again to go to camel pose. You can stay with your hands behind your glutes, or you can engage your core, engage your glutes, lift your back ribs, tuck your chin under, and now maybe you reach down your legs all the way to your heels. Shoulders back and down, widen your collarbone. Core active, core active, core active. Tuck your chin, tuck your chin, tuck your chin. Good. Now, when you feel your heart is really open, then lift your chin just a little. Breathe, bring your thighs forward, your hips forward, while your glutes are active. For 3, 2, and 1. Ever so slowly release. Oh, sit on your heels. Take a little moment. Maybe you sit on a block. And take your hands to your heart center. Scan your body from top to bottom. How much light do you have? What feels a little crackly in your body? How can you repair that with your inner light, laced with your breath, laced with open mind? Okay, so how are we doing? Okay, all right, so we have one last little balancing act. Make sure that you have a block in front of you or somewhere in the middle of your mat. We're gonna go to downward facing dog. And now right leg lifts, square your hips. Walk your hands towards your left leg. Squeeze your inner thighs. Take a block to the left of your left foot. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Lift your chest, breathe, draw the left hip back and in. Right hand to your hip first. And now start to rotate your left rib cage towards the ceiling and draw the left hip back and towards the midline. And now maybe you lift your right hand up. Ooh. Keep breathing. Gaze down. Bring your right fingertips down. Bring your right foot down next to the left foot. Bend your knees. And now take your right hand behind your right knee. Breathe here. Lift your left leg behind you, balance. Keep breathing. Shoulders away from your ears. Keep breathing. Draw the right hip back. Some of you want more spice. Maybe your left hand is at your heart center. With your next breath, take your left hand to your block. You're still with your right hand behind your knee. Bring your left foot down to the floor. Bend both knees. Listen. Left hand to your hip. Use your core. Bounce a little bit, and then you're going to lift your right leg up. Bounce a little, and then lift until you feel balanced. Oh, keep breathing here. Now, liberate your arms. Bring your hands over your head. Extend your right leg. And now we're going into Virabhadrasana 3. So big step forward. Take your hands behind you. Lift your left leg. Virabhadrasana 3. Breathe here. For 3, 2, 1. Crescent pose with knees bent like we did earlier. Lift your palms up, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Shake it off a little. Move your block out of the way. Right and left leg lifts. Inhale. Walk your hands towards your right foot. Find the L shape. Find your block to the right and in front of your right foot. Hollow your belly, lift your chest, left hand to your hip. Start rotating your right ribcage towards the ceiling. Breathe here, and the last thing that comes up is your hand. For 3, 2, and 1. Slowly gaze down. Square your hips. Bring your left foot down to the floor. Bend your knees. And now hook your left elbow behind your right, behind the left knee. Standing strong through the left leg, extend your right leg out. L shape. Shoulders away from your ears. Breathe here. Squeeze your inner thighs. You can stay here, that's plenty. Some of you want a little more spice, your hand to your heart center. If you have your hand, take it back to your block. Bring your right foot down to the floor. Right hand to your hip. Bend your knees. And then a little pause. Lift your left leg up. Do it until you feel stable. Glutes are active. Glutes are active. Good. Liberate your hands. Extend your left leg. Big step forward. Hands behind you. Virabhadrasana 3. Keep breathing. Front lower ribs in. 2. And 1. Right leg behind you. Crescent pose with knees bent. Lower your hands down. Downward facing dog. Shake your hips. Breathe and now listen. Bring your right knee down to the floor. And bring your left knee behind the right knee into cow legs. Separate your legs a lot. Find the block underneath your glutes. Good. Breathe in here. Take a moment. Allow your hips to marinate here. We did a lot of hips today, so it should feel a little easier, maybe. And now take your right hand, keep it on your right foot, lift your left hand up, 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 up. Hollow your belly and lift your torso, lift your torso. And now take your left hand outside of your right thigh. And then take your right fingertips behind you. Hollow your belly. Rotate to the right, but I want you to gaze to the left today. Gaze to the left. Feel the difference. You can even say yes in slow motion. Slowly gaze forward. Lift your palms up. Inhale. Take your left hand behind you. Lift your right ribcage. Lift, 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 and rotate to the right. And now find your right hand inside of your leg or inside of your knee, or even grabbing your right big toe. Pull the shoulder back and down, pull the shoulder back, lift your chest. This time gaze to the right. Lift your spine tall. Slowly release, gaze forward, liberate your hands, bring your hands in front of you. Now listen, just take your left leg all the way behind, stretch it out, gaze over the right shoulder. Breathe and then walk to the ball of your foot and to your tippy toes. Ball of the foot and tippy toes. Come in, arrange your right leg, straighten, arrange your right knee, and extend your left leg all the way to the left. Inhale, bend your right elbow and open your heart. Exhale, walk your right hand underneath your chest. If you have a strap, go for it. If you can bend your left knee a little, grab your foot. For some of you, you can do that too, and then extend the leg. Walk your right shoulder as far in as you possibly can. Again, if you're one of those that hyperextend, bend your left knee a little. And now can you energetically pull the right shoulder and the right hip to the wall on your right, breathing there. Soften your jawline. Where are the cracks? Where's your light? So we go with this beautiful little candle in the body. And wherever we feel we need to shine a light, we just turn the light on. And whatever that crack is, it could be physical, mental, emotional, it could be any of those together. We just approach it with love and compassion. And as slowly liberate your hand, come all the way to all fours and drop your hips to the right and to the left. And now bring your left knee to the center, take your right knee behind the left knee, separate your legs a lot, and find your block, sit on it. Take a moment to notice if this side feels a little different than the other side. Notice what you're holding on to. How are the knees doing, the ankles, the hips, the shoulders? How is the mind doing? With your next breath, take your left hand behind you. Lift your right palm up, 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 up. Inhale. Exhale, rotate to the left. And now find your hand outside of your knee. As you twist to the left, visualize your left ribcage twisting to the right energetically. And now feel free to stay here with your head, or if you want to turn your head to the right and lift your chest, explore. Yeah. You want to do a little yes. And now slowly gaze forward. Liberate your arms and bring your arms up. Do little circles with your wrists, ever so gently. Feel the flow of your energy. This time your right fingertips behind you. Lift your torso, rotate to the right. Breathe in here. And when you're ready, place your left hand on your inner knee or your shin, maybe even your big toe. Lift your chest, breathe. And again, you're rotating to the right, but your right ribcage is rotating to the left. And then you can turn your nose, your head the other way if you wish, just for variety, for curiosity. And then elevate your spine tall, gently. And again, you shine your light through those little cracks. You're poking the resistance. Slowly gaze forward. Liberate your hands. Come all the way forward. Move the block out of your way. Take your right leg all the way behind the left. Gaze over the left shoulder. Follow your belly. And now go to your tippy toes and to the ball of your foot. Keep breathing there. Good. Bring your right leg into all fours. And I extend your right leg out. Maybe you bend your knee first if you're going to grab your foot or a strap. Bend your left elbow and open your heart. And then slide your left hand underneath you. Grab your shin or the floor, whichever works for you. Walk your left, we're threading the needle here. Walk your left shoulder as far in as you can. Micro bending the knee, especially if you're hyperextending. And energetically, you're pulling the left shoulder and the left hip to the wall on the left. And now breathe and find more light in your body. And you catch yourself maybe overly pulling. Can you soften? You can still enjoy the stretch. You can still go places. But do it with kindness. If you're grabbing your foot, liberate your hand. Come all the way forward. Come to your quadruped and then release your hips side to side. Cross your legs behind you and come over to a seat and come down to your back. You have one final pose. You can either do supported bridge or you can do sleeping tiger. Whatever feels good for you, just to reset your body. If there's anything else you missed today, feel free to do so. Breathe in and breathe out. And allow your body to come home to balance. Maybe another 2 or 3 breaths here. Do whatever feels good. Turn your nose, press the back of your skull. I find the disconnect and resets my SI joint. So press the back of your skull with your apple between your chin and then just press and connect that to your block. Down your spine. That's a part of the back line, superficial back line. And now slowly lift your hips and move the block out of your way. Notice how your back body feels, and then find your favorite way for Shavasana. Hopefully you feel more grounded, maybe more light, more energy within you, but there is a sense of calmness. With every breath, maybe you can even feel the sensitivity of your skin and the elevation and the expansion of your organs, the inner space. Through your feet, your fingertips, crown of your head. With every breath, visualize you drifting away to a place far away within you, disconnected from the outer world. And there is this little paradise within yourself. And from all of that space within you, bring your hands to your heart center. Wiggle your ankles. Then bring your knees in towards the hips. Notice the energy below your feet. Notice the energy between your palms. Into your own little sacred place here. And it's not a cliche, this is real. This is your home right here. Whenever you need to take a pause, you connect. Whenever you have a question or you need guidance, you come here. Somehow the universe always opens its gates when we set our mind to something. And from there, roll over to a fetus pose. Take a moment here, just rest. Take your hand over the earth here. Just feel your top hand on the earth. And feel immediately this vibe of connection, of safety, of light and hope and strength, kindness. And we take all that goodness to our daily life. And we share it. We share it so we become good examples, good energy to others. Push the floor and come up to a seat, please. bring the hands together to our heart center, and we take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And with each and every one of us, there is a light. And when we come together, we become a big light. And we support each other. Through good times and through challenging times. Through the light and through the shadow. Thank you for taking this class today. I wish you a wonderful Sunday, and I will see you in person next week. Namaste. Thank you.